Hi, it's Aleksander Vitkin. Are you here because you're looking to increase your job success score on Upwork to get that 100% job success score that everyone wants and the top rated status that eventually comes with it as well? Well, this video is for you. Why am I qualified to talk about this? Well, I just spent 9 years myself on Upwork as a client and freelancer, and I've helped over 700 people successfully start as a freelancer and agency owner on Upwork. So why am I going to tell you all this? Well, I'm in no way affiliated with Upwork, but I want to help you succeed, and this is based on my opinion and that of hundreds of students that I've helped on Upwork. So strap yourselves in because now it's time to discover how the Upwork job success score actually works. So here are direct quotes from some of my students, and it's going to indicate some of the issues that you also may be facing on Upwork. And later in the video, we're going to resolve all these issues that I'm about to bring to you. Okay, so quote number 1, no feedback counts as 0 stars. It lowered our score to below 80% after the client updated their entry and left us a review upon our request. It took 3 weeks for the score to update. That's quote number 1. I'm not agreeing with this, by the way. I'm just quoting people. So also, after the no feedback, we lost our top rated badge. The badge did not come back even after the client updated to review upon our request. So this one mistake cost us a month or 2 in our development plans on Upwork. Okay, that's quote number 2. Quote number 3, clients have left negative feedback and other issues have caused my job success score to drop. How do I solve it? So these are issues that people are facing every day that they're telling me about. And some of these are getting repetitive, to be honest. So we're going to cover all these. We're going to resolve all of these issues and how you can avoid them forever. Or if you're already dealing with them, how to solve it and how to get your job success score to the 100 mark as soon as humanly possible. So the first tip I'm going to give you is going to affect directly how you use Upwork as a platform. And it's going to help you close clients and get sales on Upwork in a more efficient way that avoids many of these issues. So this one tip will help you avoid most of the things that I've just mentioned and most of the issues that clients have. So the tip is, when you're talking to clients, make sure you're talking to them on a live call and that you determine that this is the best possible client to work with and that you're fairly certain that you can deliver the project, if not 100% certain. Then make sure that you establish with the client how the communication will go moving forward in terms of where it will happen, how frequently it will happen, which days it will happen on, which hours it will happen on, and what will be discussed. This happens during or even right after you get paid by the client. Make sure they agreed with you verbally or even in writing. Also, you can agree with them that they're guaranteeing you to leave a review on Upwork, okay? Because the review long-term is worth more than any one client. Why? Well, reviews, they lead you to rank higher on Upwork and get Upwork to treat you more seriously and give clients the credibility that you need to get more clients. In other words, reviews lead to more sales, whereas just one sale is just one sale. So a sale without a review or a sale with a bad review, those things are very, very bad. Whereas a sale with a review is worth more than almost anything else on Upwork. Another way of saying it is payments attract leads, which leads to sales and more payments by clients. So you're creating a never-ending upward spiral of success in Upwork. So you can become very, very successful in Upwork. And that's the secret sauce that most Upwork top-rated freelancers are using to grow their careers and their businesses on Upwork. So most freelancers, they focus on minimizing the damage of bad feedback or minimizing the damage of a client that is not happy. This is an incorrect way of using Upwork, in my opinion, because it will lead you to being ever reactive. So think of it this way. Imagine you're in a war situation, theoretically, and Upwork is like a battlefield. So how will you win the war? Is it by always defending and always reacting and always trying to resolve the bad success and the low success and the bad feedback and the bad reviews and the no feedback? Is it to always be on the defensive? Or is it to be proactive about this and counterattack and make sure you're always growing? Well, the answer is a little bit of both. On the one side, you want to have a clear line of communication with the client, and you want to know exactly where they're at, where the project is at, and they need to know how soon they need to get back to you, which needs to be agreed upon, and they need to pretty much guarantee that they're going to leave you a review, okay? And if you do this and you have constant flow of clients, constant flow of reviews, and things are generally positive, you're going to be quite successful on Upwork. So let me share with you the calculation of how Upwork determines job success score. This is based on what they publicly announced and also my personal opinion. So here's the review page that clients look at when they leave you a job review. When you finish a job or a contract is closed, this is the type of page they're looking at, and look at all the numbers all the feedback they can give you. To get 100% success score on a job, you generally need 5 stars in all of these, and they need to write a review as well so that other clients know what they're dealing with. This is good for Upwork, it's good for you, and it's good for future clients. So the feedback in this form that I've just shown you can positively or negatively affect your job success score. Generally, you want 5 stars on everything and positive feedback all the way on every single front. And you can see by the types of feedback they can leave you what Upwork finds important and what clients find important. So here's a way to positively boost your Upwork job success score. This is factor number 2, okay? So by having repeat relationships, repeat contracts that are long-term with the same clients. If you have this positively affects your job success score. If you don't have this, it does not negatively affect your job success score. But you generally do want to do this because the positive effect can counteract many negatives that can happen on your profile. So here are 2 negative effects on your job success score: contracts without activity and excessive lack of feedback. So the contracts without activity, that's really bad. And if you combine that with excessive lack of feedback, that very negatively affects your job success score. In other words, avoid these at all costs. What does excessive mean? Well, Upwork won't really tell us this, but excessive means too much. And that's all we need to know. In other words, keep it at 0. Keep the lack of feedback at 0. Insist that you always get feedback and close contracts when work is done so clients get prompted to leave you feedback. So now I'm going to share with you the high-level calculation that you can find on Upwork.com of how they calculate job success score. So the calculation is successful contract outcomes minus negative contract outcomes, any outcomes, divided by total outcomes, and that is your job success score. So what about those clients that are a little bit crazy and they're almost violent and they're impossible to work with? They're just unreasonable, and freelancers tend to agree on this. There are some clients out there like that. So what happens when they leave you a bad review? Well, when many freelancers leave a client negative reviews, that client's feedback will actually not affect your job success score, okay? This doesn't apply always, but when a client has a bad reputation on Upwork, sometimes their accounts get removed, I've heard, but also their feedback on your profile doesn't count. So what you want to be doing overall as an overarching strategy is keep a job success score between 90 and 100%. And then there's a good chance that you'll get that top-rated status. And I have a different video about how the top-rated thing is calculated, how soon you can get it, and how to get it, so check it out. It's in the description and in the playlist. But here's the deal. So Upwork is actually calculating 3 things. They're looking at your 6-month, 12-month, and 24-month activity and success rate on the platform. And they're gonna give you the job success score based on one of these 3 that is performing the best. So if your best one is 24 months, then that calculation is going to be your job success score and not your 6-month one. So if you have 24 months of good activity, but your last 6 months are less good, the 24 months is going to count towards your job success score and not as much the 6-month calculation. So how to boost your job success score? Well, as soon as the contract is ready or finished, click the close contract button. It's very important that you do that because the client will get prompted to leave you feedback. Any open contracts generally affect your job success score negatively, so don't leave them open. If a contract is idle, close them as well. Also, make sure you only accept clients that are the best possible fit and talk to them and see if you can talk to them normally, if you can be friends with them even on some level, and if they're normal, well-adjusted people that react normally and have a good history of working with freelancers. Otherwise, it's better to probably not work with them. So what about no feedback? Let's talk about that for a little bit. So contracts with no client feedback, they only count negatively towards your job success score if you have an excessive amount of these, okay? Just one occasionally is not gonna affect your job success score unless it's combined with other negative factors. So it's a complicated calculation, but still try to keep it at zero. Try to keep every contract closed upon completion with positive feedback. That's the general rule. But if you want to completely ruin your Upwork account, then have a bunch of contracts with no earnings and no feedback, because that's just gonna trash your job success score. Avoid that at all costs. And I've said that 3 times because it's the most important thing in this entire video. So next up, I have a whole playlist for you on how to achieve success in Upwork. And I have all kinds of secret sauce in these playlists, videos, because I explain the secrets behind how the Upwork algorithm ranks your profile, what to focus your profile on, how to write your profile, how to send proposals, and everything else you need to know to succeed in Upwork. So click right here to check out that playlist. Also, hit the thumbs up button and the subscribe button. If you have any questions, I always respond personally to your questions in the comments on YouTube.